She's fierce. She is literally the voice. She says everything when what everybody's thinking, but nobody has the guts of saying. She says it. I told you earlier today that she doesn't speak English. She speaks American. And thank you so much. That's how I want to start. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Everybody is saying that Democrats are not doing enough, except for then your name comes up. Everybody is saying that we are not doing enough as a party, and then your name, but she's the only person doing it. And if everybody was doing what you're doing, nobody will be questioning what the Democrats are doing right now to combat Donald Trump. So thank you so much, because you're a force to be reckoned with.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for what you've done. And tell us, we're seeing that in like 7 weeks, Donald Trump has literally changed this country and is destroying this country. Nobody can tell me that that's not what he's trying to do. And I know what you're doing. Everybody knows what you're doing, but what is the Democratic Party doing?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of different opinions that we deal with within the party. Some people basically just look at the numbers and they say, well, we don't have the numbers, and so if we don't have the numbers, there's nothing we can do, and like we need people to basically wait till the midterms and then hopefully we'll get the numbers. And I'm saying I don't know if people will come out and vote for us even in the midterms. While yes, they don't want the Republicans, but you got to give people a reason to vote for you. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to let people know that, hey, we are here to fight for you. And yes, I get it that it's very frustrating that we don't have the numbers, but it doesn't mean we can't fight back. A lot of times, people forget the fact that when it comes to the civil rights movement, we didn't have any numbers, but they fought on the outside and they were able to change policy on the inside with their fight. And so we are now on the inside. We are the beneficiaries of the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. And so it's important that we fight right now from our posts inside the House, because people died so that we could be here. We are about to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday, where people such as John Lewis crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and they were bludgeoned and they were bloodied, and they had no idea that they would be able to open this pathway. They just knew that this was a fight worth waging. And right now, with everything that we've already lost and everything that he's trying to take away from us, then we have to remain committed to that fight if there's going to be a united States of America that's left standing.
And we see you fighting. And when Biden was in office, we saw Republicans every time on every single media channel saying, oh, the price of the eggs. That's how they won. They won on things that were happening at the beginning of Biden's term, and then because they repeated it so much, they were able to keep it in people's mind. You are there. You're out there saying every time that something is happening, you're saying it how it is. Why is it that other people in the Democratic Party are not necessarily doing the job? I feel like everybody's putting everything on your shoulders. So should we be expecting Democrats to be doing the work that you are doing?
I think that there are some other Democrats that are doing the same work, but we've got to amplify them. There are voices that are a little less known. In addition to that, I think that we are a little mixed group, right? We've got some people that are old school politicians, and this is what got them here by being the old school politicians, and they don't see a reason to kind of change. Those of us that just got here, it's a little different for us. Most of us came in resistance, right? Like, I didn't ever want to be in politics ever, right? But I went to the state house because of Donald Trump and what I was seeing, and I was frustrated. And so I was like, oh, I got to run for office. And then I ended up coming to Congress as well. I don't know that I see this great shift that's about to happen to be kind of similar to me. I don't really see that.
We need to clone you then. We need to clone you. We need Jasmine Crockett on every single seat, because this is how we fight. And people like Latinos, they know who you are. In all my comment section, they're like, Jasmine Crockett, because you came and you were like, I'm not going to sit back to see what's going to happen. I'm going to fight since the beginning. And that's what we need. And another question that people are asking is, how do we get rid of Elon Musk?
Child, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, listen, what we have focused on is Donald Trump has this little ego. And if there's a rift that can exist between he and Elon, then that's how we get rid of him. I will tell y'all a secret. A lot of the Republicans don't like him either. And so they want him gone, but they want us to do all the heavy work, the heavy lifting. And right now, Elon's numbers are terrible and they are dragging Donald Trump's. If Elon drags Donald Trump enough, I think that Donald will drop him.
And like, I don't trust Republicans. You know, nobody can trust Republicans.
Correct.
And they created this monster when they didn't stop him in 2016, right? They created this Donald Trump who owns them now. Do you think that with the power that Donald Trump has and Elon Musk threatening them, saying that if they don't go along with Donald Trump, he's going to make sure that there's another person for the primary so that they can replace a Republican with a MAGA who will be loyal to Trump? Do you think that you can get something done with them in this Congress, in this situation right now?
No, you started this off by saying you don't trust the Republicans, nor do I. Listen, I'm a trust but verify type of person, but there's no verification that's going to work under these circumstances. We saw what happened when we had our last continuing resolution that is keeping the government open until March 14th. We had a negotiated deal between duly elected people, including the duly elected president at that time. And unfortunately, with one tweet, that caused all the negotiations to fall apart. And so I don't trust the Republicans to support and back up anything that we agree upon as members of Congress. I expect them to fold if that's what Donald Trump wants them to do. So I don't see the point in negotiating with them. If they're going to tear our party or tear our country apart, then they're going to do it by themselves. We should not contribute to that whatsoever.
The golden era.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the golden era because we're gonna have to start looking in rivers so that we can find gold and pay for things.
Yeah.
At least with Biden we had X.
Yeah.
Now if we go after 3, we cannot find X.
Yeah.
And a lot of people voted for this.
Yeah.
What do you have to tell, especially the Latino community who went and voted for Trump because they thought that they were going to get cheaper X, and now we cannot even find them.
So here's the deal: the fact that you want it better for your family, that is who you should aspire to be. The fact that you got tricked, it happens. We've all had times where somebody, listen, I've done my fair share of dating. We've all been tricked, okay? But what I will tell you is that in this moment, it's about figuring out and recognizing that it was a mistake. And with that, figuring out how can I correct what I did. And so what does that look like? That looks like making sure that you pay better attention in the city elections and the state elections and the county elections that are taking place right now, because those are the people that are going to have to combat this administration. And in 4 years, I'm not even asking you to do a knee-jerk reaction. I'm asking that you just make sure that you go out and you do your research so that somebody else doesn't come along and trick you. You should be voting in an interest that suits you and your family for generations. And right now, this vote, if you made it, it hurt not only you, but it hurt the entire country. So I'm just asking that you recognize the power of your vote and you take it so seriously that you will dig a little deeper than clips or just trusting what somebody says. Verify anything that any politician says.
You're amazing. You are amazing. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be able to talk to you. And please, I hope that we keep in contact. You know, whatever you need with my Spanish audience,
Yes.
please feel free.
Yes.
Let me give you, I'm also working to pass the equal rights